The actual location of every merchandising element will be branch-specific and unique, based on the layout and configuration of each individual branch. Special circumstances will always occur. If you encounter any situations which are not addressed in this manual or video, please contact the Sapient Installation Coordinator, and feel free to ask as many questions as needed.
As you'll see in your menu wall page in the book, all the type is left justified. The top line is the longest. It's 57.5 inches. It always is, but I always check it. Measure your wall. This one happens to be 96. Minus 57.5 inches brings you down to 38.5. Divide that by 2, you get 19.25. That 19.25 now represents that left justified line, as you'll see in the artwork. So what I do, everybody does it slightly different, but what I do is I use Stabilo, which is a wax pencil. It makes little tick marks, and it wipes off with just a damp cloth. I do a dotted line all the way down. Referring to my book again because I can't remember every dimension. Accuracy is what we strive for, like absolutely perfect. 9.5. So how you deduce your measurements and your marks and your lines and everything is totally up to you, but one more. I keep my tick marks to a minimum, so less to clean later. Makes sense. And if you do decide to use Stabilos, use the blue only. Don't use the orange ones, because the orange ones leave stains.
Where does one get a Stabilo? Is it available everywhere? Or?
Any art store, any graphic supply place will have them. They might have like a slightly different trade name. Okay, one little thing I do is I trim away all the excess vinyl that's in the perimeter of your lines of type. Reason being is that most of these walls that you're applying to have been recently painted, so there is a moisture content. And the less vinyl you have on the wall that you have to peel off later, the better off you'll be. So, okay, I usually just tack them in place first. And then before I actually squeegee, I just step back.
So you're lining those up on those measurements that you did earlier?
All those little tick marks are...
And all your measurements are based on the left side of the graphics, is that right?
Yeah.
What was the term you used?
It's left justified.
Right. Your last chance?
Pretty much. Well, this is the last chance before you start applying, and you don't want to have to peel the vinyl off at a later date. Okay, now that I've checked all my measurements, it's time to apply. And this is just one of the many hinge methods. This is a dry application because you have a latex surface, and you don't want to be spraying water, breaking down the paint because it could be a fresh coat. You never know. And drywall's pretty good. one thing to remember is peel close to the wall. Don't peel like this because the letters will come up. And I always peel on a 45. It just seems to work better that way for me. See the 45? And take your time. Well, the camera's probably picking up the fact that there's some orange peeling going on, it looks like in the letter, like the surface of an orange, but that's only because that's the way latex is. And you're only as good as your worst surface. Like I said, the fastest way to do a bank is slowly. All my tick marks are gone now, and I have a completed surface. And step back and admire your work.